is Abdu's History Podcast. Today we will be talking about the Yoroba people. We will focus on Yoroba people's location, arts, daily life, government, population growth, and religion. Starting off with location, where do you think they lived? Well, they lived on the southern edge of the savannah, in a forest, basically southwestern Nigeria. I bet you didn't know that. Also, did you know the Yoruba people had many arts? Some were placed on shrines, especially arts that honor the gods and the ancestors. The Yoruba people made clay and metal casts that portrayed the life of the rulers. They also made crowns and terracotta sculptures, carved wood and ivory, and they weaved products. That's very interesting, and it really helps the society grow. Wait until you hear about their daily life. The Yoroba people are the most urbanized African of pre-colonial times. Can you believe that? I couldn't. The Yoruba people had a majority of people who are farmers, growing foods like maize and yam and cocoa. That's very astonishing. Also, they had traders within the towns and craftspeople. They spoke a common language, which made it easy to communicate and trade. In Ife and Oyo, which were powerful kingdoms of the Yoruba people, they had a lot of rural area in the surrounding areas, which produced a surplus of food. Knowing that these kingdoms were successful, maybe the food surplus is the reason to it all. Now we'll talk about a little bit about the government. So there were smaller city-states that joined together under one strong leader, and they therefore became a kingdom. And this is what led Yoruban people to turn into kingdoms of Yoruban people. Each town had a leader. They had to inherit it or gain it by participating in title associations or being selected by a current leader. There were rules for the Yoruban people, which helped them become a successful kingdom. Therefore, by having rules, people were enforced what's good and what's bad and helped them have boundaries in order to make it peaceful, calm, and a pleasant kingdom. The Europa Kings were religious and political leaders together. I bet you didn't know the Yoruba chiefs traced their descendants from the first ruler of the kingdom, Ife. The Yoroba people had kings, and there was a secret society of religious and political leaders that limited the king's rule and reviewed the decisions he made, which helped. Ife and Oyo were very successful Yoruba kingdoms. Ife was developed in 1100 and most powerful until the late 1600s. In the beginning of the 1700s is when Oyo started becoming very wealthy and successful. It's almost like a chain reaction. One kingdom goes down and the next one went up. Both of those kingdoms formed large urban centers with high walls surrounding them for safety, and no enemy can attack them. Population growth. Well, the Yoruba kingdom had densely populated urban centers like Yorubaland, which was a very populated urban center. All the trading occurred in this urban center, because there were a lot of people and a lot of people wanted to trade, and this made more trades to be made, and the Yoruba culture spread. Do you know how many deities did the Yoruba people have? Well, they had over 401. Their supreme creator is Oldemar. He's one of the most powerful gods. The kings were religious, so all the Yoruban people were very influenced by their ideas and thoughts of the deities. Also, Yoruba chiefs feel the king of Ife is the highest spiritual authority because, according to legends, they believe that the creator sent him down as the first ruler. Today, many Europa people are Muslims or Christians, but aspects of their tradition, Yoruba religion, is still here. I would be fascinated if I could meet someone who has this past or their ancestors had this past. I really would enjoy it and learn about these traditions even more. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my podcast. Please follow me everywhere on Insta, TikTok, YouTube. Thank you.